What's going on, YouTubers? Mopar Man here. I'm off today from work. Um, got the SLANT6 out, transmission out on the Valiant, and sprayed the lower half of the sides of the engine bay with gunk degreaser, letting that soak so I can power spray it and get the rest of that engine bay cleaned up. I got the SLANT6 out because I gotta take the oil pan off, repair the oil pan. I'm gonna put new seals in front and back, probably a new timing chain just to be on the safe side. New head gaskets, that sort of thing. Just kind of freshen it up, get some fresh paint on it. Each time I work on this car, I find things that have been put back half-assed or whatever, jerry-rigged, whatever you want to call it, from the previous owners. Not the one I bought the car from, but the people before him. So, Jason, that wasn't meant for you, which was the previous owner. But anyway, let me just show you what I'm doing. So, as you can see here, I got the cherry picker and the engine hoist all in one right here. Make it simple. All this is downhill. This is all flat up here, so that's another reason I did that. The oil pump right here, where that was in there, was from the factory, aluminum, and it had a cast iron or metal bolted cap on it, which is this one right here. It's an aluminum housing. I'm pretty sure it is. I didn't put a magnet to it, but it looks like machined aluminum on the backside. But anyway, I don't trust. I think it was getting oil pressure. I never saw the light come on. I'm just going to replace it to be on the safe side, and I'm going to put instead of the dummy light, I'm going to put like a gauge, maybe hid inside the glove box or something like that, so it's out of the way of the view, so the car looks more stock. But anyway, this thing's leaking old oil all over the place, like it would anyway. But anyway, let's see what else. I got the head down at the machine shop being worked on. I found out I am going to get my federal income tax, so it's going to be a nice big chunk of money. I'll finally be able to get the leaf springs, super stock leaf springs, and the Dr. Diff rear axle kit for the Dart out back. I'm going to be working on that as soon as I get that. I got to order that hopefully tomorrow or Thursday or Friday or whatever. As soon as the money comes, direct deposit. New fuel pump for this. Send the distributor off to Joe's Distributor Repair up in Ohio. He was the one of the guys was talking about how they went to one of the big Mopar events out northeast somewhere, and Joe just went ahead and bought all the distributors off the table, the old not running ones, and so he just takes some of his cores and uses NOS parts to restore them. Him and his wife work on them. But anyway, yeah, let's see. I was going to show you this oil pan. Remember, I don't know if you can see that well. I got kind of a glare off of my smartphone here, but see those big dimples in the oil pan? I got to take the oil pan off, get that fixed. Somebody JB welded. Let's go around here. Maybe I can get a better shot of it. There's the good old parts cleaner, pan full of gasoline and parts in there with a brush, plain old paint brush. Anyway, yeah, I don't think you can see it maybe on this. At least I can't. But right here, it's all a bunch of thick JB Weld plastered up on there, so I got to take that off, see if there was a crack or a rusted out spot, patch that up. And then when I have this pan off, I'm not going to get too in depth, but I am going to make a lot more basic windage tray for this one than I did the Dart. The Dart's more of performance windage tray, but this will be a basic one, and it won't be one solid piece. It'll be two separate sections, and I'll be doing that. Then right here, Shane from Slant Daily Garage, tell me about how you drill this out. You thread it, and before you install the plug, you drill a certain, I got the certain size hole that you drill out in the plug, the threaded plug. What you do is you restrict down the oil flow that comes up through here to oil the heads, and it keeps more of the oil to the, like I said in the previous video, to the rod bearings and crankshaft bearings, and but your head will still get some oil, and not enough to hurt it or anything. But you just screw that plug down in there after you've already drilled the hole. Use a little bit of red Loctite or whatever to keep it in there, and of course it doesn't really matter. You get it threaded tight in there too, and then you got your gasket that goes over this. You just make sure it doesn't stick up above the gasket surface. Anyway, there's that. I got each cylinder soaking in a combination of PB Blaster and automatic transmission fluid. One, to keep the cylinders from flash rusting and to help break up any possible sticky rings or anything, maybe help the compression a little bit. Anyway, I couldn't do a video on Rick's machine shop. He just said that he just didn't want to do a video, so I'm respecting his wishes. But he is shaving the head down just enough that it won't affect the clamping force because of the way these bolts are set up on the engine block. But it will up the compression just a little bit, and it'll have a nice flat, make sure it has a nice flat. He's inspecting all that stuff. Magnaflux, hot tanking it, Magnaflux it. The boss guides, or the valve stem seal guide, boss guides, whatever you want to call them, the little stumps that stick up that the push rods come up through, or not push rods, but sorry, getting ahead of myself. Valves stems come up through, and the valve stem seal sits on. He's milling them down to accept the newer style seals with the skirts on it and the little spring, a little ring. It looks like it's a little spring, but it's a ring on the top to keep the tension around the valve stem seal. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, there's that. And like I said, I got all this engine bay. You can see all that stuff glistening in there, soaking down real good. I'm going to try this stuff first, see how well it does. Once I get most of the heavy crap knocked off, I might go down to the good old LA's Totally Awesome for the dollar, from the Dollar General, and a scrub brush in here, and then any tough spots, I'll just use a automotive Scotch-Brite pad to get rid of some of this. Anyway, yesterday came out here with the air compressor and my air hammer with a pickle fork on the end of it. Got all this, the drag link and all that stuff taken out. After I get this power sprayed today and everything dries out, tomorrow's a chance of rain during the day, so I might have to let this this area sit for a while and dry out. I definitely have to do it because this is all dirt and pebbles out here and chat. And with all this weight on these wheels on the engine hoist, these damn things like to dig into the ground. But anyway, here's the factory transmission. I haven't decided if, maybe somebody can tell me in the comment section, where if these transmissions are just as much to the price to rebuild as the 70s 904, or if these cost more to have them rebuilt. Let's see here. There's a couple if I don't use this one, there's a couple parts off of this I'm going to be taking off. I might just sell this. I got extra cross member supports, factory supports laying around here. I got two extra ones, one from the 70s and this one here, and another one. Anyway, But yeah, see that that's the trunnion. I got the information written down and saved on my phone for you buy a certain size flange, and then the flange has the deal set up like on the end of the drive shaft with the loop built into it on each side. I got the part number for that, to put that on there, and then to put a regular universal joint, and then that universal joint I've got the slip yoke, or whatever you call it, and the stuff that's required to mount all this up to the drive shaft. I got the drive shaft laying over here, the factory one. But yeah, the modern parts, it replaces this here, the trunnion joint itself, and it has a slip shaft that moves back and forth, and it's got a bolt that you tighten down, but you grease it, and it's got greasers and all this other stuff, and it uses but yeah, I got all the measurements for all that stuff. So it's either that, or back there in that yellow cart, four-wheel cart, I got that 70s, early 70s, or the mid 70s 904 automatic, and I got the drive shaft sitting back there for that, to go with that, to go for the Valiant. So I haven't, trying to keep this car as stock as possible, but I'm trying to also save as much money as possible as well. So let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Do you think I should just do the upgrade? Because if I do the upgrade to the newer transmission, it'd be a lot simpler, but then I got to put a floor shifter in on the floor, and this car is going to have a bench seat unless we luck out and find a couple extra bucket seats for like the 70s, early 80s Dodge pickup trucks, and I just unbolt the big tin box that bolts to the floor, and then the seats bolt to that box. I could get rid of that box, and all they are is low back, puffier versions of the low back bucket seats from the 60s. That's the ones I got. I told you in the videos quite a while back about what I'm putting in the Dart that I have sitting back there in storage. Anyway, yeah, just some odds and ends. My factory taillight housing bezels are supposed to be, they're supposed to be showing up anytime. I also got a package supposed to be coming from Mexican Spec. I don't know if it's the little backup lenses for the taillight housings or what, but hopefully they are. That'd be cool. It's a surprise, but anyway, stay tuned for more videos. I'll kind of show you what I get done on there and what I get done in another video, step by step, slowly but surely. Gotta have faith. Till next time.